Hey, this is the dev, Anthony. I just wanted to put up a little bit before this episode. It runs a little short. We got disrupted from our conversation due to newborns. It happens. And kids. I've been through this twice. The prof is going through it for the first time. And you learn pretty quickly that your pre-planned schedules don't mean a damn to them. And you just kind of accept that, and they are more important than keeping those schedules most of the time. So, sorry if it's short and things are getting cut off. We'll strive to get back onto some form of recording schedule that works all around. But for this episode, yeah, it's a little short. Please stick with us. If you have anything you would like us to talk about, please hit us up on Twitter at Prof Plays Games and at Summerspeak. If there's a topic you want us to cover or a news story that seems interesting to you, love to have some stuff sent our way about what listeners would like us to talk about story-wise. So yeah, with that said, on with the show.
All right, my friends, welcome to episode 106 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and he is Anthony at Summerspeak on Twitter, and he is the developer. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Another weekend down. Got to go out, hang out with my wife.
Nice.
For our
Date
birthdays.
Night.
Yeah, birthday. We went out. Our birthdays were in the middle of the week, but we held off till today to go out and have dinner. And before dinner, took our kids to the Ninjago movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because the kids love
that. So I guess there's
Ninjago.
A movie too, huh?
Yeah, there's a cartoon.
Oh, do they? Okay.
There's been a cartoon, and there's Lego set. It's like the most popular Lego-owned brand.
Really?
Yeah. Which is silly.
My nephew's way into Ninjago. Yeah. But I didn't realize that there was a movie coming out.
It's the same people, like the studio that did the Lego movie and Lego Batman. It has
awesome.
Zero connection to the actual kids cartoon.
Oh, really?
It is like a somewhat retelling of the same story, but its own different voice actors, the whole thing.
I love Lego movie and Batman. So
this one is probably a little bit more kid oriented because the property is more kid oriented. I still laughed during it. It's funny and there's adult humor to it, but it's probably, I would consider the lightest of the three overall. Right. And it retreads a lot of the same themes from the first movie. Okay. There's a lot of, I feel like whoever's making these movies, producing these movies, has a lot of father issues.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's pretty much each one, and this one continues. You're just like, man, do you guys all have issues growing up with your dads? Serious issues? All right, is this therapy for you? Because that's what it feels like. Because this retreads a lot of the main character and the dad, and a weird mix of basically the main Ninjago character. His dad is the main villain, and there's all sorts of hilarity ensues from there. But
okay,
it's bizarre. Jackie Chan's in it, which is fun. So
awesome.
Can never complain about that.
I might check it out when it's time to rent it. I think.
Yeah, I think it would be a good rental.
Yeah, I love those for some reason, and the Lego games as well are great. But I saw that that just came to Switch at $60, and it came to Steam it's $40. I know it's different platforms and different prices and stuff like that, but it's $20 different. That sucks.
Hey, PopCap, we would sell a game for $20 on let's take PVZ, $20 on PC, $5 or $10 on iPhone, iPad, respectively.
Right.
I mean, we would adapt to the market that it is.
Exactly.
And hopefully people will double dip at that price. So
yeah. Well, not
at 40 and 60. That's not double dip prices.
Yeah, that's not double dip prices. But I think I've double dipped, triple dipped, quadruple, triple on Witcher 3. I think I have PC, Xbox, which don't even own anymore, and then the PS4. Yeah, working my way through my death march slowly but surely.
Of course.
Yeah. So this episode, we're going to talk about this whole Fortnite and PUBG thing. I think Anthony has a lot to say about this, considering, your game or one of the games from your old company was basically copied by King Games. I think it's King Games, right? That did Candy Crush.
Yeah, King.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stories there. I have some other stories of games I've directly worked on, and they're being basically modern games that rip it off completely. on the PS4 right now.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
We're also going to talk about some of the games that we're playing this week, or we're playing, as it were. And then also, last week we wanted to talk about games from the 360 generation. We wanted to see kind of ported over to Switch, a la LA Noire, or Skyrim even. So we're going to talk about those things as well. But let's start with this Fortnite, PUBG, I guess PUBG inadvertent PR disaster, in my eyes at least. Do you want to kind of summarize what happened this week?
So it's Fortnite, a game made by Epic, who makes Unreal Engine 4, which PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, is a Unreal 4 game. So we have that. Fortnite is a team-based, like, co-op builder type game. You're trying to defeat waves of enemies. I think there might be a PvP aspect where you're building bases and the other team's trying to break it down.
Right.
But it's an FPS, a team-based action shooter game. They announced, Epic, with Fortnite, that they were going to be putting out a free, what did they call it?
Battle Royale.
A Battle Royale, 100-person battle on a shrinking map for free on PS4, PC, and Xbox?
Is it on Xbox? I'm not sure. I know it's on PS4.
I know it's on PS4, and I think it's PC as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe not Xbox, but they are putting out, effectively, Battlegrounds, their version of Battlegrounds using their system, which will be somewhat different because they have character classes, and their game just has some fundamental differences at its core. But
right, you're building and destructing buildings and things like that, which is different.
It's different on its core, so it will be their own thing, but they're taking the general rules from Battlegrounds. 100 people, right. Shrinking map, 1 life, go. And you drop in at different points. And all well and good. I mean, clones happen. That's a thing. You make a popular game, people are going to copy it. And PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I looked it up, is, I think, sold 13 million copies on Steam. Something like that. Some ridiculous number. It's the highest concurrent player count ever on Steam.
Yeah, went past Dota 2, I believe, last week.
It did.
Yeah.
So clones like this are going to happen, and they've basically created a new genre of online shooter. So you should expect this. But PlayerUnknown's Bluehole? Yeah, Bluehole.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Their response was just weird. Like, I couldn't tell if they were upset that other people are making a game like theirs.
Seems like it. They think people are kind of coming down on their toes, basically.
You should expect that.
I guess
make your game better. Make people want to play it more.
Right, and if you're the kind of the king of that arena, you're kind of punching down a little bit with people who are...
I agree that it's a bit of punching down, and with that, the Prof has had to go again because Sunday night is the time that his kid decides doesn't want to play nice, which it's a baby. They don't play nice, so it's cool. I can take it from here, and I have some more to talk about on this whole thing. One, I don't understand why I get internally why people are upset when they see other people taking their designs, their creativity, and doing something with it, especially when you feel like they've copied it. I mean, worked at PodCap, like, how many match 3 games exist out there that were based on Bejeweled? You know what? It happens. And you can either whine and complain about it and be like, they're stealing my idea, I can't believe they're doing that, they're just copying what I did. Or you can say, well, we make the better product. We need to make sure that people respect our product and will stick with us, not jump ship to someone else. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, yeah, you have to expect when you make something successful that other people are going to copy it. I did some on Bejeweled. The only Bejeweled game I worked on directly was Bejeweled Blitz for the iPhone. But, I mean, even look there, we were very successful. Bejeweled Blitz on the iPhone was really successful for a while there, but then just started getting completely lapped by Candy Crush, by King, who long ago had a deal with PopCap, and they would They put out gambling versions of Bejeweled in the UK. We gave them the code to Bejeweled on, which you're like, it's a match 3, that's fine. But there's a lot of stuff in Bejeweled about the gravity, how fast things match, swap, little polish features that set it apart from other match 3s, which that's the stuff that makes games feel different, even if they are the same game. And we gave King that to modify for these gambling versions, and lo and behold, years later, they make Candy Crush, which is probably the best feeling Bejeweled clone out there. I don't particularly like the art style, but clearly it resonated with a lot of people, and Candy Crush really dominated the iOS market and mobile market in general. Are we upset? No, we didn't sue them. We didn't put press releases out talking about how bad they're doing anything. That's just the business of making things successful. People copy your ideas. People iterate on your ideas. People will talk, and designers will be like, man, that game was really good. How can we make it better? And I mean, another thing that would happen at PopCap was, man, we see this game out there, especially in the casual market, and it's not polished. We feel like there could be something more there. It's almost there, but it's not quite the hit that we could make it something so much more. With a little love and care for a presentation and polish, and really think about deep into the mechanics. It happens. I mean, that's why we had a huge main machine in our lounge where we would sit and play old arcade games, trying to find little nuggets of gameplay that we that would be really good. We could bring that to a different audience, or add a nice flair to it and touch to it, and deepen what's there. So I don't know, Bluehole getting angry at Epic for going, hey, we have a game. It's our game that plays a little differently, and it has its own unique things. What would that game be like if we put it in a Battle Royale type scenario? And they're calling it Battle Royale now, so to give that genre its own name. When League of Legends came out, where Dota, the original Dota and stuff, were mods for Warcraft 3, and they came out and they wanted to call, not have the genre be called Dota. They wanted it to be called MOBA, Massive Online Battle Arena, or Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Either way, they shifted the term to something else so that the genre wasn't just called Battlegrounds. It is called a Battle Royale. So that makes sense. I would expect we're going to see more Battle Royale games, or at least modes in multiplayer games that you can choose to play like Battle Royale. Here's a free idea if anyone wants to run with it. But what would I give for a Battle Royale set in Breath of the Wild? You just start your Link, you have your basic clothes or whatever character you want to be, and you have to find, craft, make any weapons that you want in that kind of exploration with the glider and the map. I would find that very entertaining. Nintendo will never do it, but it's a neat jumping off point to think about how that game would actually work. So, Bluehole getting mad. I get it. They also have a contract with Microsoft, so PUBG is not coming to PS4, and Fortnite's coming out in PS4. So, for free. And that is a problem whenever you have any kind of exclusivity like that. You're not saying that you're saying that you're not getting what we make on that platform. It doesn't stop someone else from making the same thing and putting it on that platform that you're not going to support. It's just how the world works, how business works, and you cannot copyright gameplay. Fortnite, you can copyright look and feel. So Fortnite looks nothing like PUBG. That's all. So legally, doesn't matter. They could be exact same mechanics, and as long as the art looks different, models, terrain, sounds are different, nothing is the same, nothing would hold up in the court of law. They can be the exact same thing. So there we go. On one hand, Bluehole, yeah, I understand, can be angry. Any creator would probably is angry when their stuff gets taken, but you just have to accept it and move on. If they're still in your assets, that's different. They're taking your sounds and art and textures and models. Yeah, sue the crap out of them. That is copyright infringement. That's IP theft. If they're taking your gameplay, sorry, no. You got nothing to do but make your game better. Make people want to stay in your game, not leave for the competitor. So good luck to them and Bluehole. I think they will be fine. They have 1.3 million people concurrently playing Battlegrounds right now. I think Fortnite will get an audience, which is fine, and it's hard to see them overtaking Battlegrounds right now. It's going to be a while before that happens. Like, no one's overtaken World of Warcraft so far in the MMOs, even though it's tapered off. It's just the fact that any of those games now come down to not a competitor come in and undercut them. It's these big games. How do they lose the audience? How do they internally lose the audience? It's theirs to lose, not for someone to take. And with that, with the Prof not here, I can at least talk about what I've been playing. I beat Samus Returns, and it is an absolutely incredible Metroid game. I'm not as good as Super Metroid, but this is a worthwhile return to form for a 2D Metroid, and I loved it. I loved beating it. I 100%ed normal. I don't think I'll go through on a harder difficulty. That's usually not my thing with Metroid games, but I do like to 100% them. It was a really cool, and it makes me remember why I like Metroid games. I like exploring. I like the feeling of getting stronger while playing the game. It's very clear that you're getting better while you play. You start weak, you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you do more cool things. You can get more places. And it's just so well integrated into the systems. It's that feedback loop, but giving you all those hints of just like, explore, figure out where you want to go. So it's been pretty entertaining overall. And I hope that they'll do another. I mean, they actually end the game. They add some stuff to the end of the game compared to where Metroid 2 ended back on the Game Boy. And that stuff sets up, one, a stronger connection to Super Metroid, and a stronger connection to Metroid Fusion, which I hope, since this looks like it's being successful, will let the team in Spain, I can't remember the name, who did this, they originally wanted to do a remake of Metroid Fusion. I'm hoping that this success would give pique Nintendo's interest in letting them do a Fusion remake. I would really like to see that. I do not want to see a Super Metroid remake. I don't see Super Metroid is one where I feel like any remake just suffers from the fact that the nostalgia and really the design of that game is so strong that I don't know what you could bring to it by remaking it. And there's so much you could lose in the translation to a newer engine. So I'm not looking forward to that. But on my birthday, I beat Metroid, and then as a present, I got Bravely Second, which I have started playing, which is the sequel to Bravely Default. I absolutely adore these games. They're cute. They're kind of the continuation of the earlier Final Fantasies, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't really have super serious stories, or I guess the stories are serious, but the characters aren't as serious, and they're a more eclectic mix of characters. So, I just really digging into it. I'm only probably like 2 or 3 hours in. I usually play it on my commute right now, and yeah, I'm really loving it. Exactly what I want. I love job systems. I love leveling mechanics and player character customization of your party of the different jobs. So, super excited to play more of that. And I think the Prof and I have been talking, and maybe one day we'll sit down and play some Original Sin 2. I see a lot of people playing that. I'm really excited to try. So, yeah, it could be pretty good. I'm pretty excited overall for a bunch of the games right now coming out, and then very much slowly approaching getting a Switch. So lots of games for me to play. I just don't know what I'll play next after Inlayer. I have Inlayer right now. I have Final Fantasy 12. Oh, I picked up Final Fantasy 9. I haven't started it yet, but it came out on PlayStation 4. So now on the PlayStation 4, you can play 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, and 15. Not bad. I mean, I think 8 will be coming next. It should. It already has a PC version, which the 7 and 9 for PS4 are just the PC versions ported to PS4 with trophy support and a couple other features. So I'm hoping that those do well enough to allow 8. So on the PS4, you will get the original, all the PS1 and PS2 Final Fantasies, barring the MMO, in one console. That would make my day. So more than 12 I'm playing. I'll probably try to finish that up next month in October. But I realize on Friday, if I can get one, is the SNES Classic, which my Amazon order may or may not ship on time. I have one, but they aren't giving me an estimate. And if it hasn't shipped by Friday morning, I'm going to swing by Target on my way in to work and hopefully grab one, because it sounds like Targets, if you're looking for one, are the place to be. So the Targets are getting based on Twitter account that pointed to the pre-orders and the whole thing, that Targets are getting like 100,000 units for all the stores, and like big stores are getting 300, medium stores are getting 100, and small stores are getting like 60. So I'm pretty sure downtown Seattle, the city Target, is considered a small store, but 60 there Friday morning. There's a good bet I might be able to get one, because I go by there probably about 45 minutes after they open. So I found the Metroid amiibo. They still have a number of those left when I got there, not when I left, but there's a chance. Crossing my fingers, get one of those. Pretty excited. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting couple weeks for gaming. Really, really excited overall. Beyond that and my rambling, I'll cut this episode a little short at the moment. Get ready and get to work. A big update for Space Tyrant is coming this week, so if anyone wants some 4X gaming, we have an entire new empire coming out, the Technoslugs. Technoslug Party, specifically. They like to conquer the galaxy and do all the raving and partying while they do it. So that should be fun, but it's also releasing a big update on Thursday this week. So I have a bunch of work to do, fixing bugs and playing. Coming hot, always. So with that, I hope everyone has a good night. I will hopefully work with the prof, and we're going to work out a better time to record so we can both at least have some time to bounce things off each other. So sorry for the short episode. Talk to everyone later. Have a good night.